Okay, let me state this first for this video. Okay, so if you didn't know, my channel or my fame, my music career has been segregated to, land entertainment means it's on air TV, in that literally what happens in my personal life, like say if I'm in debt or if I need to refer myself to mental health, it can interfere, which means that literally if nothing is up front, then nothing is happening. Even though I fell back on checks like Goth Perp and Simpsonetic. So one thing I need to state, in order for you to understand this video, is that this came from, a long line of pattern recognition, lineage, and a long time of watching lore, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and more. Because if you haven't noticed, I know what happens when you put emphasis on something, and it's almost been 10 years since Fanime. So where's the promotion? Where's the Hugh Hefner? Where's the rappers? Because if I may be mistaken, I ain't, ever gonna make that global phenomenon, which is how I structure my career. So if you're asking me a dumb question, I started from Snoop Dogg lately, and I trained like 50 Cent all the way to a point where you would understand. Yeah, I watched every slice of life anime. Yeah, I held a reality show with Zayn and Christopher Sabat. But because you didn't give me upfront, you didn't actually give me regulation, which is a stupid thing. Somebody who used to work with cosplayers and multiple people in real life, who got real photography from a real rapper on papers who knows how to pay for followers, is stupid. What I did as a group home was, I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna pull mid-tier and fabulous. I'm gonna be all the rappers based off the notepad I had when I was younger, and I was writing, Rise for Uncle Sonny, listen to Common, and then I'm gonna be like, yo, this is my girl Jennifer, if a mental condition, goes in the rap game and rap industry, then I'm gonna do it the least. I'm gonna sew sleeves against fabulous. Nothing is up front, but you hear yourself on TV and you hear yourself on the radio, but nothing is side by side, like you're in a car when somebody's driving and they're playing your song on the radio, but you just know it's on there because your channel is popular. So what if it hit over 1 trillion subs? What if you literally work with NASA but never get in the NASA building, literally croak with somebody that Raina, literally see it through her eyes that it's a trillion, but because you don't have access, because you're not looking at yourself, because you don't see a trillion yourself, are you gonna keep this up? No, literally. So I'm ending my presidential campaign. I was literally gonna make this thing called I'm ending a presidential campaign, and hell no, I'm not gonna watch literally the first video what I made in 2020, because it hurts too much, and that's actually intentional hurt, and that's when problem leads to other problems. So I stopped these problems from happening. That's why I learned how to pound, literally. And if you're wondering, if you know why I've been pulling tricks and Snickers for so long, was because Henry is muscular, and so am I, but I'm twice as muscular. I've been 280. And one of the main things I know how I run a company, the main things in my character development come from physical strength. And if you don't count my physical strength and how I survived as a black man, what contributes to James and Catherine, to why he can't keep her because of that, gang memberships. He's a Latina at the end of the day, and we all know Latinos are taken by gang members. So what if somebody like me comes around, literally freaking grabs her literally by the waist, literally, and turns her into a pair of shorts? That's a stereotype. That's a big stereotype. If you didn't know, me and Catherine are the great Saiyan man and the great Saiyan woman. So what happens literally when you pull that masculine ship, with Henry, is that stops me, from progressing. So what you have to do in order to deal with somebody adjacent like me, like a Kimmy or Carmina, you have to take him away from society, because you don't know why she won, because you secluded yourself literally into an Indian program where you only die about solids, where in reality what it does literally is that's a tiny little GameCube, and she has a GameCube that's advanced. You're not able to tell that it's advanced because you're not counting the thing. You know what that means in real life? That means, it goes to money. The reason why I did that move or run the leg down the street is because it ends perspective. But what that does in that fight, is that shows you this guy, contemplate your lessons a little bit more. But what that does to you in high school, that means you would have one hand in front of the other in terms of fighting. So being adjacent does mean something. That means you gotta stop, and recognize, the surroundings of the situation before you fight. And if you do stuff like a blood lily, if you do jump in the air, like domino shit, lily and dominate shit, that means you are, fulfilling the other, side of your abusive girlfriend's, angle, because literally, she will spam, peaches and cream, even though they're all in debt, they all have construction jobs. And, the main point of this video is I'm letting you know that the Board of Education is really wild, because the move that, I use, to bounce out the academy, my original, goal is I do not run a drowsy platform. I run a supersonic platform. Like, when I repeat, knowledge is a supersonic platform where I tell you a character like Yumi Neji. You think I'm scared of the hood, literally, why I have Yumi Neji confirmed? There was a phone call from Alma, the voice of Yumi Neji, what's on her Facebook, what's on Alisa Sapane's Facebook, and I spam that. Literally, I'm like, if you got double empire with nigga shit, I'm not doing that. I literally structured all the fucking movies to watch on DVD, and I said, fuck Sean Schimmel. getting close to fucking 29 now, already accepted it at 30. If you ask me, you know, a mob boss that, you know, makes her Marissa Palmer, it's a stupid idea, literally, to have a fucking requirement. That's basically something that you think about in your head. Oh, you had company, oh, you had this, you had a game, you play with your fucking family, you know, this, and that, literally. And then it all got destroyed the minute you were serious when you went down the street dancing instead of, you know, doing one move, recognize that you should be paid for dancing, and that the girls that you got, literally, from being a standard, from dodging a bullet, literally, are industry girls, like model girls, and the girls in your game before by making a pussy where an imaginary friend with just Latinas, you can fuck with the stereotype. All that, as soon as they said, as soon as you got serious, we got scared. I'm like, man, that it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense that literally you would resort to something lower when life is all about progressing and surpassing your limits. Well, Jasmine is hard. Jasmine is really hard because he's a hard character from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. And one thing that, you know, James, Robert, and Courtney don't know about Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, even though I showed them that, is that Jasmine still has a deck, and Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is a very broad series. And, you know, where it comes to maturity, well, I know the character of Chaz died. I didn't care because I had a picture of Chaz at a convention after Crunchyroll. If you look at every single, you know, cons and conventions playlist, every slideshow on my channel, literally, I have a picture with Chaz, literally, and it's a girl Chaz too, NC Stick. Anyway, literally, and the same thing with Akira Toriyama, literally, when he died, literally, I had you made this and that because I know life drags on, and that's why I spend every minute of life to the fullest. Literally, I wasn't, you know, too sad because he had it dragged on from Super, you know, literally, he got to live his life a ton. Literally, now I'm hearing this thing that it's a fucking requirement that literally, oh, he's not dead, oh, it's this Morse code, even if it is so, oh, it's just a laugh. Literally, I hear the fucking uncles with fucking, you know, hats like Uncle Tommy that nobody tell people twice as much. That doesn't matter to me because it's the same situation that, literally, freaking, oh, he's gotta go back in time, literally, character out, but there's no such thing, literally, if I apply for NASA right now, there's no such thing as going back in time, literally. And like I said, you know, junior high literally is when, you know, sports are intertwined with rap, like Axe Cologne. Literally, in high school, literally, you play sports because it's important. You know, I say it again, and repeat is one of the lessons I learned, because if I don't repeat something, it won't be embedded into your brain. About F-Tien, you know, what I knew about the F-Tien mob is I did everything to learn about the culture, and the reason why, you know, mental health can't forward me, you know, so fast is because I know that these gang members, specifically the F-Tien, you know, make fun of, you know, government, make fun of, you know, politics, because they know the end of this shit, the end of, you know, the progress, you know, thing I'm doing right now. Literally, that all ends up full disability. You don't understand, literally. So what they do is they make their life choices. Literally, I'm like, okay, so if the white man's gotta act fucking stupid, I'm gonna get myself perspective in the pen. Literally, I mean, you know, live my life to junior high, since you fucking, you know, now fucking life to junior high anyway. Even if somebody achieves something, literally, you're making fucking deal with the slow fucking dance move. As far as somebody who improved, literally, since I know all that from a fucking meeting, I'm gonna make my own decisions. I'm gonna say, fuck you, white people. These people will fucking get handcuffed. Literally, I'm like, that's why you don't make you up. Like, ho, 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 you don't fucking know me. Then they hit their facial expression. That's why I'm on. Literally, I faced somebody who thought just like that. Literally, and you know what happened? Literally, when I made somebody like that, literally, freaking, masturbate to my girl, literally. Have 3 people fall from our boxing principal because they didn't understand that somebody had 3 children, and he told you, yo, until you start pushing actual weight, that you can't actually, you know, mess with me. It's tragic, it's very tragic, but imagine one of those people, literally, you actually have kids or are on the run. That's the F-Tien mob. So, you know, I don't copy them, but where it comes to shit like Smeggy, I am a top tier mob boss where it comes to my nigga Smeggy. Literally, because he wears purple, and you know how, you know, you're supposed to use reverse psychology in the gang, and how Eris got caught up wearing purple in high school. Literally, he wears a purple A's hat. Literally, and so what I do, literally, is even though he's like, Eris, that's not freaking fun. Literally, we're slanging out here. Literally, we're selling weed. You know, we can't just be dancing all day. We can't just be playing Naruto, man. Literally, so what I did was, when I grew up, you know, where I learned their ways. Literally, when I don't do them all the way because I want me to stand on paper, because they make fun of things like Eminem. Like, they could rap like Eminem, but they know you, when you're mainstream, you have more attention. Literally, what I did was I used a scheme, right? Literally, when you put something in the middle like a mob boss, and what ends up happening was I fuck with him like Stick a Squirrel. Like, literally, you know, Ariella, a girl I can get at the convention. Literally, I use, you know, Ariella because he's Stick, right? Literally, you know how they all wear code for outfits, it's like I wear code for outfits like family. Literally, I take a girl like Ariella and then I make her imagine Secret Squirrel. I'm like, Smeggy! Smeggy! He's like, no, Eris is not a part of the F-Tien mob. And then I ended up doing that shit with Candace. show him that he's proud of me, literally, and that is, real thing, because black people taught me to have a soul, so no matter how much, a white person evaluates, they'll match my soul is why I don't feel them, okay? So literally, these are people literally that are rough rednecks. So you think you can, refer me to mental health just like that? Well, I know the difference between, somebody who makes fun of the government and somebody obeying my government who's a freaking pawn, literally, and it's like, God, physically strong like Robert. I'm like, hey, Robert. He's like, don't fuck with me. That means you can beat me in a fight.